How much more haunting can you take? Well, we've saved the scariest for last. Get ready to put your nerves to the ultimate test in Villisca, Iowa. Some 60 miles east of Omaha, Nebraska, on a quiet residential street in this sleepy Iowa town, sits an old white clapboard house. At first glance, you'd never know this is the most grisly and terrifying haunted house in the country.
But there's something in the Villisca Axe Murder House. That I have no doubt about.
People become overwhelmed.
And, it's actually horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
Why are the spirits so restless here? They don't call it the Villisca Axe Murder House for nothing.
It was the site that 8 people were killed with an axe in 1912, on June 10th.
The Moore House in Villisca, Iowa is regarded as one of the haunted crime scenes in American history. An entire family and 2 children were wiped out one night by an unknown killer. To this day, these murders have never been solved.
In the early 1900s, Villisca was the picture of small-town America. Rustic, but on the rise.
It was a bustling town. We had all kinds of shops and businesses. Villisca was up and coming.
Among its 4,500 residents was J.B. Moore, a respected farm implement salesman, the turn-of-the-century equivalent of a yuppie.
J.B. was doing quite well. Yes, he was a coming-up citizen. He had a family of 4.
Then came the fateful evening of June 9th, 1912.
On the evening of June 9th, the family came home from a Bible school program at church, and they had 2 overnight guests with them. Everything was pretty normal.
The Moores, J.B., his wife Sarah, their 4 children, and their 2 young guests arrived home around 9:45 that night. Sometime between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m., the sleepy house on East 4th Street took a terrible turn. A killer or killers hiding in the attic went on a rampage.
Well, they crept out and they killed J.B. first. And Sarah woke up and said, "Lord, no, please, no." And they probably meant to knock her out. And then they went into the south bedroom and killed the 4 more children. Nobody heard anything. Nobody heard any noise of screams or like that. Shades were all pulled. The doors were all locked. The mirrors were all covered.
It wasn't until early the next morning that J.B.'s brother, Ross Moore, discovered the bodies.
And he hollered out the window, "Good Lord, there's people dead in every bed." This is where the killers came in while they were at the Bible school program and hid back in here. Waited till they went to sleep and then crept out. This is where Sarah and J.B. was. And this is the way they found the room. Here in the ceiling, and it's where the backswing of the axe chipped the plaster out of the ceiling, and there's several X's in there. Of course, this is where the 4 more children were. There was a mess all over. The 2 overnight guests, the Stillinger girls, Lena and Ina Stillinger, were sleeping in this bed down here. They were probably the last to be killed.
8 heartless murders in a single evening. The state of Iowa was horrified, and the once trusting community of Villisca was torn apart by suspicion. A botched investigation uncovered 2 prime suspects, but no one was ever convicted.
I think the crime could have been solved, fairly easy, but just the time period we were in. Fingerprinting wasn't quite out yet.
For 80 years, locals knew you don't go near the